trying to do better, paying things off, fix your credit, and your score still isn't moving, this video is for you. And if we're being completely honest, most of the time people aren't doing things wrong. They're just doing things in the wrong order when it comes to their credit. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Sanaya. I am the owner of Wealth One Services, which is a credit restoration company. I've been fixing credit almost going on 5 years now. So I might know a little bit about what I'm talking about, but let's get into it. So the first thing I want to just go ahead and point out that paying collections does not automatically make your score raise. I feel like this is a misconception. I'm not entirely sure where it came from, but where people think, oh, I paid this collection, now it's gonna come off. No, first point being made is you're not doing it properly. The proper way to do it is to organize a pay for delete where you'll call them, hey, I have this on my credit report. I'm sorry, this is a report on my credit report. If I pay you X, Y, and Z, will you remove it? You know, can we do a pay for delete? And they'll either say yes or no. And then after that, you need to have it in writing. Everything needs to be in writing, because let's say you pay that 25% or whatever and they don't take it off. Then you can send it to TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian to be like, hey, they didn't take it off. They promised that they were going to. Here's my proof of payment. You put all that together and you mail it out. It's just covering your own behind, right? So that's the first thing. People think, oh, I paid the collection, now it's going to go away. No, it's going to update on your credit report that it's a paid collection, but it's still a collection because it's still, you know, went to collections. But it might not necessarily come off your report and your score might not go up. Second reason your score may not be going up is you have high utilization. And there is misconceptions when it comes to utilization and things like that. So me personally, I tell my clients, pay your balances under 10% if you want to see your score jump up the most, right? So when utilization, basically what it means is you're given this much credit, how much of it are you using? You seem like you're more of a high risk if you're using a lot of it. Let's say your limit is $300 and you're using $250, you're high risk. You're going to want to use 10%, which would be only $30. Another thing that I want to point out is there's 2 dates. You have your due date. Let's say your due date is the 3rd. Shortly after is your statement date. Let's say your statement date is the 5th, right? So you paid your utilization down below 10% on the 3rd. You ran it back up on the 4th. Now on the 5th, your statement date happened and you're back up at 50%. So it's like, what did you pay for? You have to make sure you keep it down below at the statement date. So pay on your due date, pay on time, of course, obviously, because you don't want any lates. But make sure you keep it paid down through your statement date. And the last point I want to make in this video is Credit Karma is not as reliable as people think it is. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. Don't get me wrong, I love me some Credit Karma. It's quick to go in and check things, you know. But it's not as reliable as you think. Your Credit Karma is using Vantage scores, whereas most lenders, goodness gracious, most lenders use your FICO score. So what you see, and then the reason why they fluctuate is because they're different point systems. So whereas, you know, Credit Karma is saying you got a 750, my FICO might say you have a 680. So you have to be careful when you're doing it. That's why I tell my people, get Identity IQ. Because not only is it credit monitoring, it also tells you when something happens. You know, obviously that's what credit monitoring is. But it tells you if something happens. As soon as like I apply for something, I'll get an alert right then and there. You know, it keeps you protected, especially in these times. So if you haven't already, I'll link it in my bio too, or in the description rather, to get an Identity IQ account. So with all that being said, I just want you to know that it is not you. It is this system. We weren't necessarily taught how, you know, about credit. They don't teach it in schools and things like that. So on this channel, that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on building our personal credit first. Then we're going to learn how to build our businesses. Then we're going to learn how to do our business credit. We're going to do the whole 9, okay? So stay with me. This is, I think, my 2nd video on here. I know I've been going for a while. And if you just want a little jump start to your credit, I did create a credit jumpstart pack. I'm going to link that down below too. If you just want to, you know what, I don't need, you know, a credit restoration specialist right now. I want to do it myself. $27. It gives you the order in which you need to be knocking things out. A roadmap, a checklist, dispute templates. There's actual templates and letters in there for you to use. And if this helped you in any way, please like, comment, and subscribe for your girl. I will be back with some more videos. But until then, I'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.